Alright, we want to welcome Brian and JB and Matt, Mason and Dylan. It's the first day on their safari in here with Giant African Safaris. We just finished shooting the rifles, checking the guns, everything is good. The plan for the day is we're gonna just take it easy because we got in late last night. We're gonna take it easy, see what, if we can see, show them a couple of animals. Maybe get one or two if we are blessed enough to get it.
Red
I think it's a double
shoot.
click. There we go.
Okay.
See, that's exactly why you had to gain that extra bit of pounds. So you can handle the gun.
The tree didn't fall over.
Shot it like it's a BB gun.
Oh, you got it! Like a BB gun. put it right
African
between his
safari
eyes.
on the back. Put it in his mouth. All right, well, here we go, boys.
All
For
right.
putting it in
Shooting
his mouth.
straight and putting them in the salt.
There you go.
Yeah, cheers, cheers, guys. That first day, we jumped right in that brush chasing that Cape horn, and it was way more than I had expected in those first couple of days for sure.
Did you think when, I know we had several conversations before we came over, but did you really think that, some hunters' interpretation of coming to Africa is, oh, this is easy, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, but when it comes to the real hunt, and don't get me wrong, you see a lot of animals, but when you're hunting certain types of animals, it's completely different than what your expectations are. I know it has been for me. I've never hunted Cape buffalo before, but this particular instance, day one was, we didn't see any in the morning, but then in the afternoon, when we pulled up to that water hole, and there were about 6 or 8 Cape buffalo, and they stood up, I was just like in awe. It's like, wow, look at the size of those animals. And then they ran off, and then the real process started, because it seemed like we hiked a bazillion miles the first day.
Well, it's day 2 here in Africa for Brian and JB. We just got here to the area that we're going to try and hunt the buffalo today. We walked around this water hole now, and we see that they already drank early this morning. So we're going to start tracking them from here, and we'll see what the day brings.
Day 2, we're out there, and we get on a couple of them early, and Carl and Fricky were, giving us plenty of direction, but it just didn't seem like they were going to cooperate. We had some opportunities, we saw them, we heard them, but it seems like we chased them. I think we walked probably 10 or 12 miles the first day or second day. Good morning. We're here with day 3 of the giant African safaris. We're here to try to kill Cape buffalo this morning. JB and I, we walked about 8.5 miles yesterday, and we got on them 3 or 4 times, but wasn't quite as productive as we wanted it to be. They're pretty elusive to be such a big animal, but stay tuned, because we've got hopefully some really good opportunities to kill some this morning.
Big day.
Hope so. And then by day 3, you know, 2 or 3 opportunities where we knew they were there. We caught glimpses of them, but just never really got that.
Yeah, and the brush was quite thick.
It's thick, yeah. And
Yeah.
that,
The good thing about what we've experienced over these last, 3.5 days is we saw plenty, right? We got our eyes on them, right? We saw glimpses of them. We saw the massiveness of them, right? I mean, we even had a couple inside the scope ready, but they weren't the big ones we were really here to choose. And Carl did a really good job at holding us back, because we had that one Cape Horn we had chased for like 20 miles in 2 days, and then we have that Cape Horn at 75 yards in the middle of the opening coming at us, and it took everything I could not to pull that trigger, but he wasn't the right one, and he wasn't the one that we got today, right? He wasn't he just didn't add up to what Carl and freaking knew were there if we took our time and slowed down and really enjoyed the 20-something, 30-something miles.
Hey, we're here with Giant African Safaris, day 4 of the safari and day 3 of this buffalo hunt. And we had a couple opportunities yesterday and just didn't quite get the opportunity to pull the trigger. So hopefully today will be a little more successful. We've been running them all over God's creation. We've covered about 20 miles in the last 2 days, and hopefully today's going to be a little more successful. Stay tuned.
well, and for clients that come on board too, particularly with expectations, or not having expectations, not knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
When they come over to take an animal, and it's a nice, healthy trophy, aside from the Cape Buffalo that you killed today, which was massive. I mean, he was a phenomenon, I think, as far as the sheer size.
As I call it, the picture-perfect buffalo.
Absolutely.
You got the picture-perfect buffalo today.
And we also fought hard, 3.5 days to get the picture perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you know. I mean, that's what was so great about this hunt for me is, I mean, we didn't just, you know, run to the finish line. You know, we treated this thing like a marathon and really dug in and really took our time to make sure we had the right animal and the right shot and the right opportunity. And you know, when you put all those things together, it sometimes makes for a good night. You know,
Makes for a good celebration.
that's right. Well, the coals are ready, so we're about to put the meat on the grill, and we're going to hit the sack, and then tomorrow we're going to, you know, get back at this thing, you know, and start it back over.
Looking
tomorrow.
forward to the next couple of days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. This is our 5th day of safari hunting. This is our 4th day chasing Cape Horn buffalo. First 3 days, Cape Horn buffalo won. We're hoping today we can turn the page and take care of the Cape Horn. I brought my good luck charm, Mason, who's had a very successful trip so far. So hopefully my good luck charm, Mason, will help us on this Cape Horn hunt today.
Let's kill something.
Shoot it in the chest, quick. Come. And that was the big bull. I think we got him in the chest there. That was good. I think I had it on him. I had the crosshairs on him pretty good. Dead. When he comes back, that means he's dead. That's awesome. I love that dog. Oh, I see a horn. Yep. Look at that dog. Look at the dog. Look at the dog. He's attacking it. Good boy. That's one shot right there, buddy. That's a, couldn't ask for a better shot. Couldn't ask for a better opportunity for a shot. God, that's a big animal. Look at the dog, he's so excited. He's been waiting 4 days for this.
I'll meet you. We'll deal with me. Side of him.
Oh, wow. I see what you mean, bud. I mean,
Yeah, this one does have hair. It has more hair than, yeah, Brian would like that.
Well, sir, if you ever wanted a spectacular buffalo, you got it.
Look at that belly.
Congratulations. Man.
That thing eats, doesn't it?
But come and look at this thing from the front. The basis on this thing, the width on it. This is a picture perfect buffalo.
Oh, you can't even pick this up.
Look at this.
Let's look at this on the front.
These are massive. We're gonna have to reinforce my house.
Yeah, that is what you want.
Cool. Feel that right there, Mason.
This is a big bull.
I got a handful. Yeah.
Well, this is day number 4 after a couple of very hard days and a lot of hard work. It paid off, and we just want to congratulate JB hunting this beautiful buffalo bull. I think this is what they call, if you can ever put a name on it, is a picture perfect buffalo. Congratulations, JB, from Giant African Safaris. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you. This is definitely a dream. You know, it takes a lot of people to pull something like this off, and we had great trackers, we had great guides, great time, great animal. We're gonna have fun celebrating this thing tonight.
Yeah, definitely so. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's crazy. Now you guys must push on its chest so it doesn't fall back, and then I'm going to put the weight on the push back on that chest with all your strength. Okay, that leg, you must try not to break the light there. The bottom leg come up. That leg must hold in. Then try nautical, side here, melt down. Push it over to this side, we want to hold. The leg must not get stuck.
The leg's not stuck.
There we go, right. You can close the gate.
Come on, I'm ready.
Probably
All I got was buffalo butthole today. I'm not very happy.
And about 1,000
In
ticks.
1,000 ticks. You picked one up yourself, huh?
Yeah, he's off now.
Day 6 with Giant African Safaris. We've been tracking Cape buffalo for 5 or 6 days, and JB finally put one to sleep yesterday. We've killed a variety of animals this week, but there's still 2 or 3 that have been pretty elusive. The eland is probably one of the most sought after animals that we've been looking to take, and hopefully we'll be fortunate enough today. Dylan's riding shotgun today to hopefully put down one that's a nice mature bull. We've really had an enjoyable time here at Giant African Safaris, and looking forward to another great hunt today.
Well, listen, we was like an eland call or something. Out there. We knew y'all were on the other side, so we weren't letting.
Day 7 here with Giant African Safaris, and we traveled about 3.5 hours to on a different ranch today. We're looking at killing some golden wildebeest, maybe a sable. We chased eland all day yesterday, and this new ranch is game rich, so we're really looking forward to hunting some new property. Our assistant, good old Caprivi here, the tracking dog, has been a little bit hesitant because we had such a long ride, but we're finally ready to get out there and pull the trigger. You ready, Dylan?
I'm ready.
Let's go get them, buddy.
Perfect.
You see that last one? There's a calf passing and then there's a bull coming out. He's coming into the calf. That's one calf.
I'm gonna whistle. Just be ready.
In the stomach.
Hit him in the stomach.
Yeah.
getting that in the video, man. It's awesome. Stay in one spot. Капри. Еще. There's your boat. Sweet.
Yeah, baby.
Alright. We must be baiting.
And I'll be damned, it's your wounded bull.
Are you serious? No shit.
Look at that. 2 shots in the stomach.
Oh, thank God, man. What a freaking relief. What a relief. Holy crap. I was sweating.
Alright, you monkey bite me. I won't bite.
I've been sweating all day, no kidding. Well, we ended up being extremely lucky today. We injured this wildebeest with 2 shots this morning. Missed it a little bit in the back and shot the animal in its stomach, but we chased this thing almost all day, and we were really fortunate to end up shooting the same animal again this evening, and fortunately a little bit of success. Carl, thank you.
Congratulations on Giant African Safari,
Thank
sir.
you.
Well
Thank
done on
you.
a very
Thank
nice
you.
golden wildebeest.
Thank you.
Say we went off on our adventure for this crocodile hunt, and when I booked this thing 6 months ago, I was thinking about the animals that I enjoy in Africa, and when I think about South Africa, you know, some of the things that I wanted to go after, and man, just that crocodile was always on that list for me, you know. So I really wanted to do this right from the beginning, but when that day came, and I remembered the real reason why we're here. I mean, to me, this whole trip is for Mason's high school graduation, and as we're driving to go for this crocodile hunt, I just said, man, I think I would enjoy this more watching Mason take this animal and sitting back as a father and watching him take it. Even though for 6 months I've talked about it all the time to people at work and to my friends, and I was just so excited to do this. But as that day came close, man, it became apparent to me that it was, as a father, a son just graduated high school, it was more important for him to take that than me. So
That's awesome.
So Mason, tell us about that day, because it was a fun hunt, right? It was a fun hunt.
It's for sure a fun hunt. The night before, me, Carl, and Freaky were looking through the book. The margin of error on this crocodile is slim. You got to hit it in the sweet spot, or it's going to get in the water and it's going to be gone almost forever. You go out to this this watering hole. Me and Freaky tiptoeing. These crocodiles are very, very hearing sensitive. We're tiptoeing, we're crawling, we're trying to get to this crocodile, and then we see him about, how far do you think?
80 yards.
80 yards. We see him at about 80 yards. I'm a nervous wreck, just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm about to kill this massive crocodile, just shaking. And it comes down to it. We get the shooting six up, we get the right shot. Bam! Wait a little bit, get that bullet right ready, bam! And we finally got that animal. It was an absolute amazing hunt. I couldn't thank Giant African Safaris anymore. I couldn't thank my dream team partner Freaky over there for this whole week. It was an absolute blast, man. It was probably one of the best hunts I've been on in my entire life.
Congratulations, sir. Thank you.
How was it? Good. You get the first shot pretty good on it? Do what? Where's the second? There was one next to him?
Yeah. There's one laying right on top of the chicken. On the head? Where? I think it's dead. Get it away from the water. Hey.
Okay, so Mason, congratulations on your crocodile. You did a good shot. We had a short stalk on it, and Mason did an excellent shot placement on it. Well, something from your side?
Man, that was just an amazing hunt, amazing experience. Nothing else I could ask for.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
We're here on day 8 of safari with Giant African Safaris. We've had a pretty successful week this week. First 4 or 5 days were really difficult. Walking in this sand in South Africa has been no joke for 2 southern boys from Georgia. But JB landed a huge Cape Buffalo a couple of days ago, and we're back out here again. Hopefully the good Lord will bless us with another opportunity here in Limpopo, South Africa. And special thanks again to Giant African Safaris. They've done an amazing job.
All right, so we're on the second to our last day of the safari, and JB took a huge bull on whatever day it was. I don't even remember what day it was, and I can remember how much work it was. And when we set out, second to last day, we'd been in the woods, brush, bush, whatever you want to call it, maybe 30 minutes, and we get on this big bull. And Freaky, I think, had spotted a bull the day before, and then he spotted it again. We stalked the bull. I've got a shot maybe 35 yards. These guys are amazing because they can see every square inch of the bull, and that bull is in the brush, and I took a shot that I felt comfortable with, wounded the animal, and it took several hours to track it down. Fortunately, we were able to track that animal down, and later in the afternoon, we see this same bull come galloping through the grass, and I'm knelt down in the road, and the bull is coming right to me, and the animal is just the most fabulous animal you could ever imagine. Several shots fired into the bull, and when the feeling of that bull going down was the greatest feeling ever. The adrenaline rush that I get from hunting is what is sought after for me, and I can't thank Giant African Safaris enough for all the hard work and effort they put into not only tracking the animal that was wounded, but making sure that that animal ended up with us at the end of the day, and it was certainly a blessing.
Yeah, you put in some work on that animal, and I was impressed with the amount of effort and work that you put in with it. And for it to, I mean, that was our last day, our last day ability to hunt in that area. So to have it go down right there with 15 minutes left of shooting light,
Exactly.
it is unbelievable. I mean, we came 8,000 miles. I mean, we hunted that animal for 8-9 days, and then finally it came together right there at the end. It was a great experience. It was a great experience for everybody, right?
Yeah.
I mean, after the animal went down, you know, Mason and Dylan were able to come out there. The guys and the trackers, Freaky Carl. I mean, it was an experience that we were all able to share together. You know, right after that animal was taken.
Yet another success story
Yeah.
with Giant African Safaris.
We're here at day 9 with Giant African Safaris. We have, I think we've hiked probably 40 miles, 50 miles over the last 4 or 5 days. We managed to kill one Cape buffalo, but we're after another one. I've got Mason today with us, and we are looking forward to getting after him a little bit earlier today. It's a little bit cooler this morning. The wind blew last night, so hopefully that's going to make for some good hunting today. We really enjoyed our time with Giant African Safaris, and a special thanks to Andre doing a spectacular job.
That's good.
Thank you.
Y'all got to change his name, though. It's way too close.
down.
We're here with Giant African Safaris. This bull has probably been one of the most elusive all day. I shot him this morning at about 35 yards and didn't make the greatest shot. We chased this bull all day long, 8 or 9 hours. Special thanks to Ephraim and Wonder for helping us track this thing down. The good Lord has blessed us with an absolutely beautiful animal. And I can't thank Freaky and Carl and Andre enough for helping us and being persistent and blessing us with this animal today. Carl, thank you so much.
Congratulations from Giant African Safaris.
Thank you so much.
A lot of hard work and it paid off.
A lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Why did you get up there now?
Well, today's day 10, the last day of the safari. We started out here from the camp and went straight to the property and started hunting. And Dylan had a zebra, or a group of zebras that had given him several opportunities throughout the week of hunting. We talked about it, and it became an animal that we talked about as we built a game room at our house back in the States. You know, we like having a representation of the animals in South Africa, and no better representation of an animal in South Africa than a zebra. So, you know, Dylan had that opportunity today on a zebra, and you know, he did the best he could.
Dylan, were you nervous?
Oh, no.
You weren't?
Not at all.
So talk about
So at first we found the group of zebras, then me, Carl, and Andre went out to stalk it, and we walked pretty good, 5-10 minutes, and then we found them, but the wind didn't help us, and they ran away. And then we got back on the truck, drove some more, found one again, got out, had the same opportunity, but this time we succeeded and dropped them.
There you go.
And I want to shout out the Giant African Safaris and Carl and Freaky here for giving me the amazing opportunity.
You're welcome.
Great job, Dylan. It was a great job. And you did a great job with that shot.
And Dylan,
Hey folks, we're here with Giant African Safaris on day 10. We've had an unbelievable hunt this week and last week as well. We've managed to take a lot of animals. We've had some trying days where we've had to walk a lot more than we anticipated after wounding a couple of animals, but these guys with Giant African Safaris have worked really hard at retrieving these animals. We've been really successful in getting all of our animals back. Congratulations to Dylan and Mason and JB. We've taken some absolutely gorgeous animals this week and some beautiful trophies. We're looking forward to getting those back home and getting them up on the wall and sharing the stories with our family and friends about what a great time we've had here in Limpopo Province in South Africa and Giant African Safaris. If you're ever in Limpopo Province, I highly recommend our camera guy Andre. He's done a spectacular job all week. Freaky Botha and Carl Oosthuizen, who has managed to organize this trip for us, and we can't thank them enough.
And this morning, Dylan's up. Got a big hunt for D.
Yep.
Hopefully Dylan will stay steady, put it on him in a good spot.
tell me.
Just tell me what this is, males and females. Magnificent. Are you gonna make a shoulder mount?
Yeah.
Did you see the one in Mr. Bryant's house?
Alright, get out of the way, buddy. I got shit to do. I got a job.
Get out of the way. You're dead. He's dangerous, that thing. Him and
Your dad didn't answer the question.
A male giraffe can have no babies.
males don't have babies, right?
Nope. I guess I'm wrong, but I knew that wasn't going to be the answer, but I wasn't going to act like I knew that.
What is your response to that? What they just said?
Two.
This morning we saw the zebra. We tracked him down for a good 30 minutes, and then we finally caught up to him, and Mr. Carl here put the sticks up, and I got a good shot on him and dropped him. I just want to say thank you to Giant African Safaris and Carl and Freaky here for giving me this opportunity.
Congratulations from Giant African Safaris. Very
Thank
beautiful
you.
zebra.
Well, after 10 days in the bush, it has been an enjoyable time. I can't tell you how much I have laughed. And I've never spit Coca-Cola through my nose, and I did that the other night at dinner time. It's probably the most enjoyable 10 days of hunting and sharing time with family and friends, and I consider all of you family and friends. It has been everything that I expected, and I hope it has been for JB and his boys. And we've laughed a lot.
We almost cried a lot. We almost cried several times. We almost cried a lot a few times.
But
we exercised a lot.
But a special thanks to the good Lord that's looked over us, and this trip has worked out to be really successful. Nobody got hurt. Nobody is going to go home with a bad story. These amazing outfitters have worked their tails off, not just helping us find the animals and take the animals and recover the animals. Special thanks to the trackers that work so hard at doing what they do.
And that's a talent, right? I mean, that is an unappreciated talent. The first day of that Cape Horn hunt that we went on, and we went right as the sun came up to the water holes, and to watch the level of detail that takes place from that water hole until you find the animal. I mean, it's a talent. I mean, it really is. It's an art, it's a talent, and it's something that you really appreciate when you come here and watch it firsthand.
Absolutely. And if you can ever experience a safari in South Africa, whether you're a hunter or not, Giant African Safaris has been top-notch in not only the service and the hospitality, but the success of a 10-day safari in Limpopo Province, South Africa. They've provided resources to us that went above and beyond. Andre, our camera guy, has been absolutely amazing. He's done a fantastic job. The trackers, I would trade them in. I would trade my bird dog in any day for those two guys that worked so hard at making sure that we not only took those animals, but they ended up going home as special memories for us. And special thanks to I know you pulled double duty this week, Freaky. Thank you for the food was amazing. The accommodations are spectacular, and I just want I want to thank all of you. You guys did an amazing job.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys for coming out here, traveling all the way here. Dylan, thank you. JB, Mason, Brian, we appreciate you guys being here. And a big thank you from Giant African Safaris for supporting us, and I hope we will see you guys again.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.